Have you ever gone to bed hoping for a peaceful night of sleep, only to feel that strange, heavy sensation creeping into your legs? That uncomfortable feeling where your legs feel tight, tired, almost swollen, like they've been carrying bricks all day, even when you haven't done much at all. Maybe you stretch them. Maybe you shake them. Maybe you walk around the room at midnight just trying to get comfortable again. And for many people, especially as they get older, this nighttime leg heaviness slowly becomes part of life. Something they assume is normal. Something they blame on aging, circulation, or simply being tired. But what if I told you that for thousands of people, the real cause is something much simpler, something almost no one talks about, a single mineral deficiency that quietly affects your muscles, nerves, and blood flow every night while you sleep. And the scary part is that most people have no idea it's happening. They try creams, massages, expensive supplements, or even medications, but the real problem is still there, silently making the legs feel heavier night after night. Today, we're going to talk about that hidden mineral deficiency, why it causes nighttime leg heaviness, how it affects your body after 40, 50, and 60, and what simple changes can help your legs feel lighter, calmer, and more relaxed before bed. Because once you understand what's really happening inside your muscles and nerves at night, everything about this strange sensation finally starts to make sense. Let's start with something that surprises many people. Your legs are actually one of the most mineral-dependent parts of your entire body. Every time you walk, stand, bend, climb stairs, or even just sit, millions of muscle fibers inside your legs are contracting and relaxing. And for those muscle fibers to work properly, they depend on a delicate balance of minerals inside the body. These minerals control electrical signals between nerves and muscles. They regulate circulation. They help muscles relax after contraction. They keep blood vessels open so oxygen can reach your tissues. But when even one key mineral starts running low, that entire system becomes unstable. Muscles begin to tighten more easily. Nerves start firing irregular signals. Blood flow becomes less efficient. And slowly, the legs begin to feel heavier, tighter, and more uncomfortable, especially at night. Why at night? Because nighttime is when your muscles are supposed to fully relax and recover. When that relaxation process fails, symptoms show up the strongest while you're trying to sleep. Now here's where things get interesting. The mineral most commonly connected to nighttime leg heaviness is magnesium. Magnesium is one of the most important minerals in the human body. It's involved in more than 300 biochemical reactions. But its most important job for your legs is helping muscles relax and keeping nerves calm. Think of magnesium as the off switch for muscle contraction. Calcium helps muscles contract. Magnesium helps them release and relax. When magnesium levels are healthy, your muscles contract and relax smoothly. Your nerves communicate properly. Blood vessels stay flexible and open. But when magnesium levels drop, muscles stay partially contracted. Nerves become more sensitive. Blood vessels tighten. And that's when people start noticing strange nighttime symptoms. Heavy legs, tight calves, uncomfortable restlessness, a feeling that the legs are tired or weighed down. Sometimes even mild cramping or twitching. Many people assume this means they overworked their legs that day. But in reality, the muscles are struggling to relax because the mineral that helps them relax simply isn't there in the right amount. Magnesium deficiency is far more common than most people realize. Modern diets contain far less magnesium than diets from 50 or 100 years ago. Soil depletion has reduced the magnesium content of many vegetables. Highly processed foods contain almost none. Even stress, medications, and caffeine can drain magnesium levels from the body faster than we replace it. In fact, studies estimate that nearly half of adults may not be getting enough magnesium through their diet. And when the body becomes even slightly deficient, the muscles are often the first place symptoms appear. During the day, you may not notice it much because you're moving around. Circulation is active. Your muscles are working. But at night, when you finally lie down and the body tries to relax, those magnesium-dependent relaxation signals become extremely important. Without enough magnesium, the muscles stay slightly tense. Blood flow slows down in the legs. Nerves start sending uncomfortable signals. That's when people describe that strange heavy sensation. Some say their legs feel thick or tight. Others say their calves feel restless or pressured. Some describe it as a deep muscle fatigue that doesn't go away even after resting. And here's something many people don't connect to magnesium at all. Magnesium also helps regulate circulation. It relaxes the smooth muscles that surround blood vessels, allowing them to widen and deliver oxygen to tissues more efficiently. When magnesium levels drop, those blood vessels become slightly tighter. This doesn't always cause obvious circulation problems, but in the legs, where gravity already makes blood flow work harder, even a small reduction in circulation can create that heavy, tired sensation at night. It's similar to the feeling you get after standing too long, except it happens while you're lying in bed. Now imagine that happening every night for weeks or months. Slowly, people start associating bedtime with discomfort. They toss and turn. They move their legs constantly, trying to find relief. They wake up feeling like their legs never truly rested. And the cycle continues. Another reason magnesium deficiency shows up at night is because the body naturally uses magnesium while we sleep. Magnesium helps regulate melatonin, the hormone that controls sleep cycles. It supports muscle repair and nerve recovery during the night. So if magnesium levels are already borderline during the day, nighttime demand can push the body into a temporary deficiency while you're sleeping. This is why many people say their leg heaviness becomes strongest late in the evening or during the night. Now here's something else that makes magnesium deficiency tricky to recognize. Standard blood tests often don't show it. Less than 1% of the body's magnesium is stored in the blood. Most of it is stored inside cells, muscles, and bones. So someone can have normal blood magnesium levels, yet their muscles may still be functionally deficient. That's why symptoms like leg heaviness, muscle tightness, or nighttime restlessness can appear long before a doctor ever sees a low magnesium number on a lab test. Another important factor is age. As we get older, the body absorbs less magnesium from food. At the same time, the kidneys may excrete more of it. Certain medications commonly used after 50, including diuretics, acid reflux medications, and some blood pressure drugs, can also reduce magnesium levels. Over time, this creates the perfect environment for subtle deficiency to develop. And because it happens slowly, many people don't notice the connection between magnesium and the strange sensations they feel in their legs. They simply think their legs are getting older. But the truth is that muscles, nerves, and circulation still depend on minerals at every age. When those minerals are restored, the body often responds surprisingly quickly. One of the simplest ways to support healthy magnesium levels is through food. Magnesium is naturally found in leafy greens, nuts, seeds, legumes, and whole grains. Foods like spinach, almonds, pumpkin seeds, black beans, and avocados contain significant amounts of magnesium. Dark chocolate also contains magnesium, which many people are happy to hear. However, even healthy diets sometimes struggle to provide enough magnesium, especially if someone is dealing with stress, digestive issues, or medications that interfere with absorption. That's why magnesium supplementation has become increasingly common. But not all magnesium supplements work the same way. Some forms are poorly absorbed and mostly pass through the digestive system. Others are designed specifically to support muscles and nerves. Magnesium glycinate, for example, is often recommended because it's well absorbed and gentle on the stomach. It combines magnesium with glycine, an amino acid that also helps calm the nervous system. This combination can be particularly helpful for people who experience nighttime muscle tension or sleep disturbances. Magnesium citrate is another form that's commonly used, though it may have a mild laxative effect for some people. Magnesium malate is sometimes preferred by individuals who experience daytime muscle fatigue. The key idea is that restoring magnesium isn't about taking large doses all at once. It's about slowly supporting the body's natural mineral balance so muscles and nerves can function normally again. Many people notice improvements in muscle relaxation and nighttime comfort within a few weeks of correcting magnesium deficiency. But magnesium is only part of the picture. Hydration also plays a role in nighttime leg heaviness. Muscles require water and electrolytes to maintain proper function. When the body becomes slightly dehydrated, electrolyte balance becomes unstable. This can amplify the effects of low magnesium and make muscles feel tighter or heavier at night. Another factor is prolonged sitting. Many people spend long hours sitting during the day. This slows circulation in the legs and can make the muscles feel fatigued by evening. Simple movement throughout the day helps keep blood flowing and reduces the chance that nighttime symptoms will develop. Gentle stretching before bed can also help muscles relax. Calf stretches, ankle rotations, and light walking for a few minutes can encourage circulation and signal to the nervous system that it's time to wind down. Warm baths or warm compresses on the legs can relax muscle tissue as well. Magnesium baths, using Epsom salt, have been used for generations as a way to help soothe tired muscles. While research on skin absorption is still debated, many people report that warm magnesium baths help their legs feel lighter and more relaxed before sleep. Sleep position can even play a role. Elevating the legs slightly with a pillow can help blood return more easily toward the heart, reducing that heavy sensation some people experience when lying flat. The important thing to understand is that nighttime leg heaviness is rarely random. Your body is sending signals. Signals about muscle relaxation, circulation, mineral balance. And when those signals are understood and addressed, the body often responds by restoring the comfort it was designed to have. Many people who correct magnesium deficiency describe something surprising. Not only do their legs feel lighter at night, their sleep improves. They fall asleep faster. They wake up less often. They feel calmer and more relaxed. This happens because magnesium supports the entire nervous system, not just the muscles. It helps regulate stress hormones, supports deep sleep cycles, and stabilizes nerve signals throughout the body. In other words, restoring magnesium can help multiple systems return to balance at the same time. And that's why this mineral is often called one of the most overlooked nutrients in modern health, because its effects are quiet, but incredibly powerful. So if nighttime leg heaviness has been bothering you, and nothing seems to fully explain it, consider the possibility that your body might simply be asking for something it's missing. Sometimes the smallest nutritional gaps create the most persistent symptoms. And when those gaps are finally filled, the body often responds with relief that feels almost surprising. Because your muscles remember how to relax. Your nerves remember how to stay calm. And your legs finally get the chance to feel light, comfortable, and truly rested again when night falls. There is a small mistake many people make in the evening that quietly sets the stage for heavy, uncomfortable legs before bed. It doesn't feel like a mistake at all. In fact, it's part of normal daily habits. But inside the body, it creates an imbalance in minerals that your muscles and nerves rely on to relax. And when that balance shifts the wrong way, your legs are often the first place you feel it. Imagine the moment when the day begins to wind down. Dinner is finished. The house gets quieter. The body slowly moves from the activity of the day into the recovery phase of the night. This transition is supposed to be gentle. Your nervous system starts lowering stress hormones, muscles release tension, circulation slows into a resting rhythm, and the brain begins preparing for sleep. But the body can only move smoothly into that nighttime recovery state if the right minerals are present in the right balance. And this is where the evening mineral balance mistake begins to show itself. Many people unknowingly create a situation where the minerals responsible for muscle relaxation drop too low while the minerals responsible for muscle contraction stay high. This imbalance can make muscles more sensitive, nerves more reactive, and blood vessels slightly tighter. The result often shows up as a feeling that the legs are heavy, tight, restless, or uncomfortable right when you lie down. One of the most important relationships inside your muscles is the balance between magnesium and calcium. These two minerals work like opposite partners. Calcium signals muscles to contract. Magnesium signals them to release and relax. During the day, this constant cycle of contraction and relaxation allows you to move, walk, climb stairs, and stand without thinking about it. Every step you take depends on this mineral partnership working perfectly. But in the evening, something different needs to happen. The body should gradually shift toward relaxation. Muscles should release the tension they held all day. Blood vessels should widen slightly. Nerve activity should calm down. For this to happen smoothly, magnesium needs to be available in sufficient amounts. The evening mineral balance mistake occurs when calcium levels remain relatively high while magnesium levels drop too low. This imbalance can happen for several reasons. A very common one is the typical modern dinner. Many evening meals contain foods that are higher in calcium but relatively low in magnesium. Dairy products, cheese-heavy meals, certain processed foods, and calcium-fortified products can increase calcium intake in the evening hours. Calcium itself is not harmful. It's an essential nutrient. But when calcium rises without enough magnesium to balance it, muscle contraction signals become stronger while relaxation signals weaken. Inside the muscle fibers of your legs, this imbalance can create a subtle state of tension. The muscles are not fully contracting, but they also are not fully relaxing. They sit in a halfway activated state. During the day, you may not notice it much because movement keeps circulation flowing. But once you lie down and become still, that underlying muscle tension becomes more noticeable. People describe it in different ways. Some say their calves feel tight or full. Some say their legs feel heavy or weighed down. Others feel a restless sensation that makes them want to move their legs constantly to feel comfortable. This happens because the muscle cells are struggling to shift from contraction mode into relaxation mode. Another evening habit that worsens this mineral imbalance is caffeine intake late in the day. Coffee, tea, energy drinks, and even some sodas contain caffeine that can affect mineral balance in multiple ways. Caffeine stimulates the nervous system and increases the release of stress hormones. At the same time, it can increase the excretion of magnesium through the kidneys. When magnesium levels are already borderline, losing even a small amount in the evening can make the difference between relaxed muscles and tense ones. Many people think caffeine only affects sleep, but it also influences how muscles behave at night. When magnesium drops and the nervous system remains slightly stimulated, nerves can send stronger signals to muscles. Those signals often show up in the legs because they contain some of the largest muscle groups in the body and are more sensitive to circulation changes. Even mild dehydration in the evening can worsen this situation. Water is essential for transporting minerals through the bloodstream and into cells. If the body becomes slightly dehydrated after dinner, mineral concentrations in the blood can shift. Electrolytes become less balanced, and muscle cells may struggle to maintain proper electrical signals. Muscle cells rely on a delicate electrical gradient between sodium, potassium, calcium, and magnesium. When hydration is low, this electrical balance becomes unstable. That instability can make muscles feel tighter, heavier, or more prone to twitching. Another evening mineral balance mistake involves high sodium intake late in the day. Many common dinner foods contain large amounts of sodium: restaurant meals, processed sauces, canned foods, fast food, and packaged snacks. Sodium itself is not the problem when balanced with potassium and magnesium. But when sodium becomes too dominant, it shifts fluid balance in the body and can cause subtle water retention in tissues. In the legs, this can create a feeling of heaviness because fluid tends to collect in lower extremities due to gravity. During the day, walking and movement help push fluid back toward the heart. But at night, when you become still, that fluid balance becomes more noticeable. This is why some people feel their legs are heavier in the evening even if they were fine earlier in the day. Another factor is potassium, a mineral that works closely with magnesium to support muscle relaxation and nerve stability. Potassium helps regulate electrical signals in muscle cells and supports proper circulation. However, many evening meals lack potassium-rich foods. Vegetables, leafy greens, beans, and fruits are major sources of potassium, yet many people eat smaller amounts of these foods during dinner compared to earlier meals. Instead, dinner may focus more on refined carbohydrates, meats, or processed foods that provide fewer minerals overall. When potassium intake is low, muscle cells become more sensitive to calcium signals. This further increases the likelihood that muscles will remain slightly contracted instead of relaxing fully. The body's mineral system works like a complex orchestra. Magnesium relaxes muscles. Calcium activates contraction. Potassium stabilizes electrical signals. Sodium regulates fluid balance. When all four minerals are present in proper proportions, muscles function smoothly and circulation remains efficient. But when evening habits tilt this balance toward calcium and sodium while magnesium and potassium fall behind, the legs often become the first place you feel the consequences. Another common mistake is going long hours between dinner and bedtime without replenishing minerals lost during the day. Throughout the day, your body uses minerals continuously. Sweating, stress, digestion, and physical activity all consume electrolytes. If dinner doesn't restore those minerals adequately, the body enters the night slightly depleted. During sleep, the body performs many repair processes. Muscle tissue recovers, nerves reset, and cells balance fluids. All of these processes require minerals. If mineral reserves are already low before bed, the body struggles to maintain proper muscle relaxation. That struggle can manifest as leg heaviness, restlessness, or nighttime discomfort. Stress hormones also play a role in evening mineral balance. Cortisol and adrenaline influence how minerals move inside the body. Chronic stress can increase magnesium loss through urine while increasing calcium activity inside muscle cells. This combination creates the exact imbalance that promotes muscle tension. If someone spends their evening dealing with stress, work worries, intense screen time, or stimulating activities, the nervous system may remain in a heightened state longer than it should. When bedtime arrives, the body has not fully shifted into recovery mode. Muscles stay slightly activated, and nerves remain sensitive. The legs often carry the tension of the entire day. Another overlooked factor is blood sugar stability. When dinner contains large amounts of refined carbohydrates without enough protein, fiber, or healthy fats, blood sugar can rise quickly and then drop a few hours later. This nighttime blood sugar drop triggers the release of stress hormones that attempt to restore balance. Those stress hormones can increase muscle tension and nerve sensitivity. In the legs, this may show up as heaviness, restlessness, or the urge to move. Some people wake during the night with uncomfortable legs and assume circulation is the only issue, when in fact blood sugar swings are contributing to mineral imbalance and nerve activation. Alcohol consumption in the evening also affects mineral balance. Alcohol acts as a diuretic, increasing fluid loss and promoting the excretion of magnesium and potassium. Even moderate drinking can temporarily reduce magnesium levels overnight. Alcohol also interferes with deep sleep stages, which are important for muscle recovery and nervous system relaxation. When deep sleep is disrupted, muscles may not fully relax during the night. The legs then feel fatigued or heavy the next evening, creating a repeating cycle. Another evening habit that worsens mineral imbalance is prolonged sitting after dinner. Many people finish dinner and spend the next several hours sitting on the couch or in front of a screen. While this may feel relaxing, prolonged sitting slows circulation in the legs. Blood flow becomes less efficient, and lymphatic fluid moves more slowly. When circulation slows, muscles receive less oxygen and nutrients. At the same time, waste products from metabolism accumulate more easily in tissues. By the time bedtime arrives, the legs may already feel fatigued or heavy due to reduced circulation. If mineral balance is also slightly off, the sensation becomes even more noticeable. Even lighting conditions and screen exposure can indirectly influence mineral balance. Bright screens stimulate the brain and delay the release of melatonin, the hormone that signals the body to prepare for sleep. When melatonin release is delayed, the nervous system remains more active. An active nervous system requires more magnesium to calm nerve signaling. If magnesium is already limited, nerve excitability increases. This heightened nerve activity can send stronger signals to muscles, making them feel tense or restless. Another subtle contributor to evening mineral imbalance is insufficient intake of magnesium-rich foods earlier in the day. Because magnesium is used constantly in muscle and nerve activity, levels must be replenished regularly through diet. If breakfast and lunch contain little magnesium, the body may already be running low by evening. Dinner alone may not be enough to restore the balance. Over time, this pattern can lead to chronic mild magnesium deficiency that becomes most noticeable at night. Many people notice that their legs feel better after gentle stretching before bed. This is partly because stretching helps muscles release tension, but it also improves circulation, helping minerals reach muscle cells more effectively. Similarly, warm baths or showers in the evening can help blood vessels expand and support mineral delivery to tissues. Warmth relaxes smooth muscle around blood vessels, improving circulation and encouraging muscles to shift toward a relaxation state. Even simple walking for a few minutes after dinner can help restore circulation and reduce the heaviness that builds from prolonged sitting. These small movements act like a pump, helping blood and lymph move through the legs. When circulation improves, muscles receive more oxygen and nutrients, including the minerals they need to relax. Sleep position also influences how minerals and fluids distribute in the body overnight. Elevating the legs slightly can encourage fluid movement back toward the heart, reducing the pooling that contributes to heaviness. Some people naturally notice that their legs feel lighter when they rest them on a pillow. This small change can improve circulation and reduce the sensation of pressure or fullness. Temperature regulation also interacts with mineral balance. When the body becomes too warm at night, sweating increases slightly, even if it's not obvious. Sweat contains small amounts of electrolytes, including sodium and magnesium. Over time, repeated minor losses during warm nights can contribute to mineral imbalance. Keeping the bedroom cool and comfortable helps reduce unnecessary electrolyte loss. The evening mineral balance mistake is rarely just one single habit. It is usually a combination of small patterns that shift mineral ratios in the wrong direction. A dinner high in sodium and calcium but low in magnesium. Late caffeine that increases magnesium loss. Minimal potassium intake from vegetables. Prolonged sitting that slows circulation. Stress that increases mineral depletion. Dehydration that disrupts electrolyte balance. When these factors occur together, the body struggles to transition smoothly into nighttime recovery. Muscles remain slightly tense. Nerves stay more active than they should. Circulation slows in the legs. And the result is that familiar sensation of heaviness that appears just when you want to relax and fall asleep. Inside the muscle cells themselves, this imbalance creates a microscopic tug-of-war. Calcium molecules trigger contraction by binding to proteins that allow muscle fibers to slide together. Magnesium normally blocks excessive calcium activity and signals those fibers to release. When magnesium levels drop, calcium signals become dominant. Muscle fibers stay partially activated, creating tension that feels like tightness or heaviness. At the same time, nerve endings become more sensitive because magnesium also helps regulate neurotransmitters. Without enough magnesium, nerves fire more easily. These extra nerve signals keep muscles from settling into full relaxation. Blood vessels also respond to this imbalance. Magnesium relaxes the smooth muscle surrounding blood vessels, allowing them to widen slightly. When magnesium is low, blood vessels remain narrower. In the legs, where gravity already makes circulation work harder, even small changes in vessel diameter can affect how blood flows. Slower circulation contributes to the sensation that legs are heavy or fatigued. Fluid movement through tissues also becomes less efficient. The lymphatic system, which helps remove waste products from tissues, relies partly on muscle movement to keep fluid circulating. When muscles remain tense and circulation slows, lymphatic flow can become sluggish. This creates a mild buildup of metabolic byproducts that contribute to the feeling of heaviness or fullness in the legs. Over time, the body may adapt to this imbalance, making the sensation feel normal. But it does not mean the muscles are functioning optimally. Restoring mineral balance often allows muscles and nerves to return to their natural rhythm. When magnesium levels improve, muscle fibers release tension more easily. Nerves calm down. Blood vessels widen slightly, improving circulation. Fluid movement through tissues becomes smoother, and the legs begin to feel lighter, especially during the quiet hours of the night when relaxation should naturally take over.